not so sure.
Sure, if you like. I won't tell you where I was.
That's the couple of phone, yeah?
Good afternoon, everyone. Sorry for the delay. And so, if you've been at the Q&As before, the rest of the day, my name's Chester. I'm a cosplayer and prop maker, and I'll be hosting. Today, I am with Willie Coppen and Brian Wheeler, who played Ewoks in Return of the Jedi, as well as many other things. So, over to them.
Hello. Yeah. You want? What do you want? You're dropping me in it again.
Yeah, stop it. Just you need to behave today, Willie. I have to say.
Me? I always do. It's my son.
So I guess we'll go to the audience with some questions in a moment and stuff, but tell us about your time on set. Did you share a few scenes together when you couldn't really see each other much in the costumes, or?
Once we're in the costumes, the eyes steamed up very, very quickly, so it's a case of, who's that? And you'd hear a muffled name, still not sure who it was. And yeah, but we had a lot of fun.
Is that me now?
Your turn now.
Good afternoon. You can talk, he's real. I'm real life, he's not, he's a puppet. Thank you, you started on me. Yeah, it wasn't very difficult to know who we were and whatever, because it was very limited eyesight. And once you got in the suits, you didn't actually know physically who was who in the suit, even if there was some like larger small people. And by the time you had all the padding on and all the fur on, and you ran around, you just didn't know who was who. And you couldn't understand each other particularly. So, no, it wasn't very easy, but it was very warm. People keep saying that, was it a warm costume? Well, think about it. We were 20 foot up in the air. Then we had that much foam all over our body. Then we had like a rug put all over us. And then they decided to put a head on us, which we didn't have any vents out or anything. And then they decided to put us 20 foot up in the air, to say. Then they put lights on us, heavy lights, dashing out. Then they said, run around like silly people. Yeah, right. And you know, could you imagine the foam everywhere? Not very easy. And then, just to cap it all off, they light a fire. Just in case we weren't too warm, they light a fire. So that was us. So is it warm? Yes, it was. And also just on the fire situation, one of the little Ewoks, well, we're all little Ewoks, I think there would be Ewok, otherwise it'd be a Chewbacca. But one fell over, and they went, why are you on the floor? And there was another guy putting a blanket on top of him, because they'd set fire to him. He got too near the fire, so he was alight. So, yeah, it was slightly warm. Thank you. Thank you!
Yeah, under the costume, under all the padding, you have pyjamas on as a liner. And we took them off at lunchtime and in the evening and just wrung the sweat out of them. So we didn't put the morning ones on in the afternoon, we had fresh ones in the afternoon, but for most of us it's the first time we'd met anybody else who was small. So it was a massive experience for all of us.
And did you have to make the noises yourself, or they just added in post? Did you have a little bit of fun when you're on set, kind of figuring out what Ewoks would sound like?
I think they just added all that on afterwards.
Did you have a little play on the set, just kind of?
No, the only thing we did was choreographed a bit for the dance, but no talking or anything.
And I've asked this to your other guests this afternoon, this morning. Did you take anything from set, or is there anything you wish you'd taken from set?
I didn't take anything, but a other person, I believe, took a hand, but which they sold a few years ago, but I was too young and naive. But I think, knowing me, I would have been caught in serious trouble.
Well, obviously the main thing we took away was memories.
Yes.
Because it was mine and Willie's, I believe, first job in entertainment.
Yeah.
And what a blooming job to start off with.
Starting at the top.
One of the biggest films in the world, the biggest franchises, long before Harry Potter and blah, blah, blah. So, yeah, it was memories. The costumes were a bit difficult to try and take. And you just didn't think of it in them days. But the one good thing about years ago in this filming time is that we could take our own cameras on set and stuff, and we took our own pictures of each other and whatever. So that was nice, having that memory. But no, we couldn't take anything. You can imagine trying to walk out of an Ewok costume. I'm to be built.
And I believe they were actually all burnt afterwards, is that right? I heard from somebody that they put all the costumes on the fire.
Yeah, that's what I heard. They burnt
Yeah.
them. And do you know how much each costume cost?
It's a lot of money, but
It was £1,000.
yeah, £1,000 41 years ago was a lot of money. So what I got paid for a week on Jedi, I was working 7 days a week in a motor spare shop to earn less than that, or half of that. So it's, by comparison, it's a lot of money, but it's great.
So this was, as you say, one of your first kind of foot in the door into the industry, wearing those sort of costumes. Would you say that's the most uncomfortable costume you've worn throughout your kind of career?
I think every film's different. So there's some costumes where you've got prosthetics, it takes ages to put on, and they can then sort of start itching. But then the costume's a lot lighter for some reason. Or
I was curious, in the new Willow sort of thing, you had quite a beard there. Was that one you grew yourself, or was that a prosthetic?
because of COVID, they didn't want the makeup ladies getting too close with gluing beards on and everything. So we were asked to grow our beards for about 2 months beforehand, and grow our hair. So I was really looking scruffy. Got onto the set, and they said, "Oh Willie, we need to make you look a bit strange." So they shaved me here. And then we did about a week's filming, and at the end of the week they said, "Just in case we need to call you back, leave it like that for a week." My wife would not let me out. I did look a bit, for the older ones, like Amos Brearley from Emmerdale.
I wasn't in Willow.
And how would you find the experience on Star Wars? Did you think it would become as such a big culture thing, kind of franchise since then? Such a big, many fans.
Obviously, we knew at the time that there had been the original Star Wars and Empire Strikes Back, so we knew it was a big thing. But if you said to me then, 42 years later, will you be at Comic-Cons talking about it? I said, what? But yeah, we didn't realise it's still going to be carrying on like it is.
Obviously, it was the third film, so yeah, we knew it was going to be fairly big, but we didn't know it was going to be this big per se. And a lot of people got big business and other jobs from it and carried on, which was excellent. But it's a great reunion for us, because I've re-met Willie of doing these conventions, and also we've made new friends with people out there that have seen the film, and you've seen it and you come along to conventions, support us, we support you, and we all have a good time. So 14 years later, we're still here, we're still doing it, and we're still having fun. Thank you.
That's great. Yeah, I was going to ask if you kept in touch with a lot of the fellow actors, sort of thing, or as you say, met them again at Comic-Cons and then kind of reignited that friendship.
Yeah, there's lots of people we've kept in touch with. There's been times, it was about 15 years ago I did my first signing, so it got Brian and I back together again, and various other people. But that, one of the other Ewoks, April, I'm almost weekly contact with her now. She phones her wife up 2 or 3 times a week, and so yeah, we're in touch with each other, with a few. Obviously, after 42 years, there's a few that aren't with us anymore, but we're getting fewer and fewer, unfortunately. But hopefully, we've still done another 30 or 40 years in us.
Okay.
What about yourself, Brian? Would you agree with that?
Yeah, we do contact through, but we also contact each other through Facebook, which I don't know if you're allowed to say it or not, but we do through Facebook, and there's Ewok sites, and there's Avengers Jedi sites, and you just catch up with people. And you obviously catch up with people that you got on well with, and those that you didn't get on well with, you don't catch up with. But we're generally like everybody else, we do the filming, and we work with people, and we all keep in contact with people. So when we do a thing like this, there's a couple of Ewoks I haven't met for ages, and then you catch up on all the gossip or what you've been doing, and go and have a coffee, of course.
Well, rather strong coffee.
I just want to take out to the audience now if anyone has any questions they'd like to ask.
When did Star Wars begin?
1977.
Yeah, the first one came out in '77.
That's great.
So how many Ewoks were on set, for those who can hear?
I think it was 44, but it was 40. I think it was 40-ish, but
There was about, as I say, 40-ish, but in Britain, all the Ewoks that were in the village, in the internal scenes, they were all British dwarves, and we would film that in Britain. Then we were supposed to go out to America, where the outside filming was in the Redwoods, but we couldn't get green cards, or whatever they were, to get past out there. So the Americans did the out in the Redwoods, other than like 6 of the main characters, Warwick Davis obviously, Mike Edmonds, Jack Purvis, Kenny Baker, the main 6 went out there, but we didn't. We had to just stay in Britain, in exciting exciting Elstree.
Yeah.
Way.
I mean, it wasn't exciting at Elstree because, as we've already said, it was our first experience of anything like this. But we had 2 weeks' work. My bosses wanted me back. Brian was able to stay on and be a Jawa for another couple of weeks, I think. But I wasn't allowed to. I had to go back to work. But I was thinking, at the time, but then realised later, if the boss lets me have 4 weeks off work, he's got to let somebody else have the same. So it's playing fair with everyone. But I was able to thank him last year. Met up with him again and said, Pete, you gave me all that time off 41 years ago. I said, yeah. Because of that, I'm going to New York next month. Because we did a Comic-Con over there, which was a great experience for all of us as well. Again, so we met up with some of the American Ewoks. A couple I knew already, so I had a reunion with them. Met some ones I hadn't met. So in fact, this produced a almost life-changing, not quite life-changing, but life-enhancing for us.
I'd agree with that.
Yeah.
I'd agree with that.
He agrees with me.
There's a first for everything. I was going to say, you guys were obviously in the films, but have you become fans of the franchise since? Have you kept up with kind of the new stuff that's come out, from the prequels or anything since then?
I haven't seen them. Obviously, at Comic-Cons like this, people are very into the films and start talking to me about them. George, my son, when he's here, he says, Dad, you haven't got a clue what they're talking about, have you? But he knows all about it, so he helps me.
George, not me.
Yeah, no, I was a Star Wars fan, and I realised what was going on. But the later ones are just it just wasn't like I've said something at the table. The thing is, it's trilogies. Everything should be done in trilogies. You had the Star Wars trilogy. You do any more, and it just messes it up. Indiana Jones trilogy, and then they did more, messed it up. Back to the Future trilogy, brilliant. Stopped it. That's it. You know, they just carry on, especially now Disney's got it. Not that I'm going to ever slag off Disney because they kept us in work, but they just go on and on and on, rather than bringing out new stuff or something totally radical, totally different. So that's my soapbox. Just well, I'm on my soapbox. My favourite actually is Doctor Who. I like Doctor Who. And the thing is, yeah, Doctor Who, and then they kept changing, or they've been changing over the last couple of years. Why can't they just a different show? Don't call it Doctor Who, call it Doctor Whom, or, you know, Doctor What, or Doctor, and then have a lady there, which is fine by me, or anything else. See, a dwarf would be great as Doctor Who.
Yeah.
Especially a balding one, that's sitting on a bench, that's about 60 years old, that would be very nice. But yeah, that's my thoughts. So yeah, the Star Wars is brilliant, but they just keep on and on and on.
Not a fan of the new stuff then, definitely.
No, not really.
I mean, sometimes I think, yeah, I should sit down and watch them so I know a bit about what's going on, but I haven't got around to it yet.
I just want to go back to the audience, because I know we're a little bit pushed for time, so we have the Cosplay Masquerade soon. If there's any other questions at all? Who's your favourite Doctor?
David Tennant. Thank you.
I mean, yeah, a lot of the recent ones have been very, very good, I think. And, they've all had their different tweaks on it and brought a different. So yeah, I do like all the Doctors, all the new ones. But it's another thing about doing Comic-Cons. We've now met. I mean, me personally, I've met about 4 or 5 of the Doctors, which has been great.
I go to the hospital and meet them.
I go to the hospital and meet loads of doctors. But yeah, David Tennant of the new style, yes, because my thoughts exactly is because I'm an actor, as well as a small person, as well as blah, 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 blah. But he's a brilliant actor. And it's nice to see an actor playing different parts that's not just... So, just a name drop, I met Johnny Depp. Brilliant actor, but because he's in so many different parts, you don't expect him in different
Variety
parts.
sort of thing.
Yeah, and he is a different person. You see him in Pirates of the Caribbean, and then you see him in, I'm not good at memory, but something else, and he's a totally different actor. And David Tennant is a superb actor.
Yeah.
Very good Shakespeare.
That's right. Any other questions from the audience at all?
What about Star Trek?
Sorry?
What do you think of Star Trek?
What do you think of Star Trek? Yes.
How did that happen?
I used to like the old ones when I was younger, but I haven't really seen any of the new ones. But
It's definitely a theme there.
yeah,
We're old.
yeah, we're old.
Any other questions at all in the audience? No? Okay, well, as I know we're pushed for time, we've got the Cosplay Masquerade. I just want to thank you both for coming up on stage. And if anyone's interested in autographs, photo ops and things, head over to the tables just over here to our left, or audience is right. If it's okay with you guys, I just want to get a clip of the audience shouting, "May the Force be with you," if that's all right. Just for the spirits, for social media and things. But yeah, thanks very much.
Thank you.
And we'll see you again at another con soon, I'm sure.
And we'd like to thank you for supporting our films and everything else. If it wasn't for you, we wouldn't be here. May you live long and prosper.
Posing for the camera now.
Always pose.
Thanks very much again, guys.
Cheers. Sorry I was late.
Someone left the bottom there.
Sorry I was late.
No, it's all right.
Yeah,
Right, so I'll get a clip of you all shouting, "May the Force be with you." That'd be great.
Yeah.
So
You right?
So, 3, 2, 1. In fact, yeah, let's go louder. May the Force be with you. 3, 2, 1. Amazing. Thanks everyone. Have a nice rest of the day.